Hi, welcome to Filthy Off-Road Adventures. I'm Matt, and I've got to ask you a question. Are you sick of dealing with these annoying shackles when you're trying to hitch up your camper or your caravan? I know I certainly am. Now, I think I've got the solution for you. It's quick, simple, and even better, it's Aussie made. Let's get into it. So every vehicle's different, but with us, the actual tow bar hitch on the Gladiator, it's quite tight where the actual shackle goes to. So, and then adding on top of that, you've got the stone stomper as well. So it does become quite challenging to get this in and out, and it's quite fiddly, particularly the side that runs the cables for the Anderson and also for the 7-pin flat plug. So it becomes very, very difficult. So I looked at a few different options, and one of them was the big yellow hooks that everyone sees around. The issue I was having with that is that we do go off-road a lot, and we go towing and also wheeling as well. So I didn't want to have this big thing hanging down. It's just another thing to grab on things, to get caught on things, to flick up, hit the car, etc. So I didn't really want to go that path. So I started looking a little bit further into this, and I came across this. Now these are an Australian company, so Morby is the way you pronounce it apparently. So Morby hooks. So the big difference is this small piece here is basically the part that stays on the actual car, and the hook itself goes onto the chain. So effectively the D-shackle is replaced by this. That becomes effectively the D-shackle on the car, and then this becomes the end of the chain effectively. So you do have to consider that when you're actually lengthening this as well. So if I was to just put this straight on there, I would effectively lengthen the chain by this amount. So I'll probably end up, I'll do some maths and work it out, but I'll probably end up dropping a link off and basically go in there. So the way it works is basically, like I said, on the car, on there, basically just hooks through this point on there, hook on, hook off, simple as that. What comes in the pack is you get shackles for the car and then the 2 hooks for the chains. Now these are rated up to 3.5 ton ATM. They actually are approved under the Australian standards, so that's an important thing for insurance, etc. as well. So it's also, these are probably a third of the size of the equivalent yellow ones. They're significantly smaller. So I love when Australian companies come in with really cool solutions. Let's get this together. It should be a pretty quick video. All right, managed to get another break in the weather. The joys. So basically we've just got to take a collar or a pin, make sure the collar's on the way down, and all this is going to do is sit in there like that. So literally down like that, pin there. Just going to get a mallet, whoops, dropping things. So pin in place. So it's in place. It's as simple as that. All right, let's do the other side. You can see what I was saying about this here. This makes it really challenging to get both of these pieces to get the shackles on and off. So once you start it, then you can just lock it in there. Done. Simple as that. How much better does that look than those big ugly yellow hooks that hang down, drag down here, that are going to catch up on things, especially if you're wheeling, catching up with logs and rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, much better. Okay, so that's all done. Okay, so what I've done is I've worked out it basically, this is effectively that new pin, and this is basically this. So this is the actual hook is equivalent of a chain. Now our chain was quite long anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mount off here. The good thing is that they do come with spare pins, so that if I do put it on there and I decide, nah, it's too short, I can knock the pin out and actually run it back on the original. So I'm not going to do anything about cutting this off yet until I know I'm definitely happy with it. So let's get this one hooked up. So same thing, just through there. Pin. Now, unlike a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people actually doing this on the drawbar. I like my drawbar, so I've actually got a piece of wood there to do it. So let's do that. Simple as that. So No more of this rubbish. Goodbye. It's going to be so good. All right, let's get the other one done and then let's hook it up and see how it goes. Okay, let's give it a go. So literally up there like that. Done. That is super easy. How easy is that compared to before? Obviously, like I said, I was having to get up in here with a D-shackle and you're doing this part up here. So then to remove, there's these little lips here. So I don't know if you can see those, there's little tabs. Pull that and you're off. And in my case, we actually have little tabs where the D-shackle used to sit through. These still sit through. So perfect. All right, I told you that was a simple mod. How quick was that? I think it was about 15 minutes from start to finish, and including getting all the tools, etc. And in 15 minutes, we've got rid of those horrible D-shackles that always bound up and always full of dirt and mud and everything like that, especially on the outback trips, etc. So it just means that now it can quickly on and off. It's a great mod, so simple, and anyone can do it. If you can use a hammer and hold a pin straight, you can do this. So it's very simple. I think the Morby hooks were about $150 Australian, so weren't very expensive in my opinion. The D-shackle ones, or the big yellow shackle ones, they're a bit cheaper. They're sort of around that $80 to $100 mark, so they are a little bit cheaper, but these are much nicer to use and to look at as well. I hope you enjoyed this little tips and tricks, and we're going to be doing a few more of these in the coming little bit. So if you find this sort of thing and also our travel content of interest, love it if you subscribe and join us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.